Hey, what time's he coming?
Dude, he told me he was going to be here any minute.
Come on, man. Are you sure he's coming? It's already 10 minutes late.
I don't know. Let me get him on the horn.
There he is. Guys, Paul Baker with Legendary Muscle, and today we're with Victor Gonzalez, an aspiring actor and a car enthusiast. Behind me is the Gran Torino from the Starsky and Hutch. Before we start about your car now, there's rumors that you actually had a movie with John Travolta. Please tell me that's true.
I sure did. We did it last September in Savannah, Georgia, and it was great. Great experience. We filmed it right there on the beach on Tybee Island.
Nice.
And meeting John Travolta was a hell of an experience.
That's a dream for me, it is. And also, I heard about Amazon Prime, or you got some other movies coming out soon.
Yeah, I have a movie called Moving Valentine.
Moving Valentine, okay.
I got a TV show called Vindication coming out, and Breakers coming out on Amazon Prime September and November.
Now, how long you been doing the acting for? I mean,
about a year and a half.
Okay, yeah. Because I met you on the set of one of the movies that we did together, guys. Actually, so I've known Vic for a while, but haven't really got a chance to talk to him about his car. Now, I want to talk about this beautiful car because it's so iconic, but what made it the Starsky and Hutch? Why not the Generally, the Knight Rider? What made you drawn to this car?
It's the most affordable one I could do.
I don't know about that, man. Just in the paint job alone, you've got to have some money in there.
The paint job alone cost me about $13,000.
Oh my goodness. Now, Vic, when you got this car, did it always look like this? I mean, how did it look when you first purchased it?
It was old lady green. Nasty pea soup green, everything. The interior, the steering wheel, the dash.
Everything.
Everything was green.
So you had to do a complete restoration project.
It was a complete off-chassis restoration.
You know what's funny? When you say green, isn't that the original color the car was supposed to be? And it wasn't supposed to be a Gran Torino, right? It was supposed to be what, a Camaro?
A Camaro.
See, and not many people know that. I did some research before talking to him because I have no clue about the Starsky and Hutch car. I only seen it a couple times, so I want to make sure we asked you about that, see if you actually knew.
Yeah, because the studio had a contract with Chevy, not Ford.
Oh, wow.
I'm sorry, the other way around. They had a contract with Ford, not Chevy. So they couldn't use the Camaro. Oh. So someone in the transportation department suggested, hey, why don't we get a Torino? And that year was the last of the muscle car. Right. So that's why they ended up using the Torino, because they had it with Ford and not Chevy.
Now, did they do a special edition for these? Because I talked to a gentleman in Tennessee, and I guess they ran a whole line of just these cars for Starsky and Hutch. How true is that?
It's true. They did it in '76. They only made 1,000 of them.
Okay.
But it wasn't identical.
Gotcha.
It had the stripe, but it wasn't the way you see it here. It had different rims because for whatever, contracts or whatever, they didn't have like the rights to the rims or whatever, or even the stripe. Ford did it, but the only way that they could do it if they didn't use the exact stripe. So the stripe around this area curves up like with sharp edges instead of round.
Gotcha.
So that's how you could tell when it's one of those 1,000 cars.
Now, being that you're a show enthusiast, you love the Starsky and Hutch, have you ever seen the original Starsky and Hutch, or do you have anything from the original car?
My buddy who helped me get this car put together, he owns the movie car, and he owns the one from the TV show.
Goodness.
And they used the one from the TV show that was not restored, because there's only 3 that exist. And
now,
the only
today
one,
there's only 3
there's
left.
only 3 left. That's it.
Holy smokes, guys. That's
And that car was the only one that was not restored.
Yeah.
So they used that car to duplicate this one exact. So this car,
cool.
if you put them side by side, by the TV car and this car, you cannot tell the difference.
That's crazy.
Because they match, even the paint, they use the paint code cameras for the red and the white. So it's literally a 100% mirror image of the TV car.
I see, that'd be awesome.
It's probably, this is what I was told, it's probably the only replica in existence that's the mirror image of the real car, because they had when they did the stripe, they took the measurements off the real car and then put it on this one.
Did it take you a while to finish?
10 hours just to get the lines right, and then another 10 hours to put it on to get it painted.
See, I wouldn't have the patience for that. I'm working on a couple cars myself, but nothing that extensive.
So 20 hours just for the stripe.
See, that's nuts. Now, I know we talked before, a couple of weeks ago, we were talking about the Starsky and Hutch, or the original, and you had made a comment about you had one of the tires, one of the original seats from the movie car.
I have the tires that were on the movie car. I have those tires because my buddy Steve, who he loaned his car for the movie, which is the one that's at the very end of the film, when they were all peeling out and taking off. Well, he didn't want those because they peeled out in it, so he was like, you can have those tires if you want.
So you don't have them on the vehicle. Why don't you have them on?
I did, but they're so old that
I understand that.
I didn't want to, so I'm going to have them like a little coffee table at home.
Out of your tire?
Out of the tires.
That's good.
Put a glass top on it and have some coffee. And then,
that's a good idea. Now, what if the bench sheet? Are you going to keep it original?
Yeah,
Are you going to recover it?
No, I was going to recover it.
Right.
But
that would take from the.
It'll take away from its character.
Right.
It's beat up, but it's from the '70s, the original car. And my buddy Steve, because I had asked him, I'm like, listen, now that my car is done, is there anything that you might have that's real, even if it's the lock on the door, something I can screw up, anything.
Right.
So the car was at his house, right behind the real car.
Oh man.
So when the car got delivered to my house, the seat was with the car, and I got the original seat from the show. Because the reason why I got it was from the 20th Century Fox car. Yeah. And the reason why they took the bench seat out is because David Soul, who plays Hutch, was bitching and complaining that every time they took turns in the car, he would slide up on Starsky. So I was like, you guys got to do something about these seats. Yeah. So they took the seat out, put bucket seats, and I ended up getting the seat.
That is really cool.
Yeah, I got
really
that
cool.
seat.
So you're gonna keep those. You're never gonna get rid of them. It's just something you're gonna hold on to forever.
Probably.
That's good. Yeah, man.
I was gonna put it in the car.
Yeah.
But it'll if I restore it, no one's gonna really believe it. It'll take away from its
proof at that point.
And no proof. Yeah. So as ugly as it looks, I'm just gonna keep it the way it is. So yeah.
Now, what do you got under the hood?
It's just a 302. Stock.
302.
A 302, but I got a hefty cam in there.
Right.
I got a Holly 4-barrel, which the way the gas is, I shouldn't have that. And I got some ceramic headers in there, and it sounds really nasty, but it is a pig.
Yeah? So it's bad on gas.
It's horrible.
You don't drive it everywhere you go, is what you're saying.
No.
Now, you do a lot of car shows with it, or?
As much as I can, yeah.
It's definitely a beautiful car, and I caught the sound when you came in. It sounded great. I'd love to be able to take a ride in it if possible.
How much you got?
Yeah, I don't have any yet. It's going to have to ask the producer and see how much he can pay you.
Let me see your lips.
How much money you got?
Yeah, that'll work. Yeah.
You good for it?
Yeah, he's good.
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Yeah. So you get a lot of thumbs up when you drive?
Every day I drive it.
So already I got people coming up to you and thumbing up the whole time we're doing this.
Yeah, it definitely does bring a lot of attention. That's for sure.
But the interior is in perfect condition, man. Like, this is the way it was when you got the car?
Actually, no. The interior used to be green, and I had the whole interior redone, and just the interior alone was about $4,000.
Jeez.
But it was worth it, though, because if you're going to do a car like this and build it,
you got to do it right.
You got to do it right.
You already got some power, I can tell already.
has a little bit.
Yeah. Ooh. It's definitely your baby, that's for sure.
Oh yeah. My wife doesn't even drive it.
I don't think I'd let mine either. And it's smooth. How many miles do you have on this car right now?
After its complete restoration, about maybe 10,000 miles.
10,000 miles, holy smokes.
Yeah, when I got the car, I bought it off an old couple, and it had 36,000 original miles.
Wow.
And they only used it to go to church and work, and they kept the garage kept. They never drove it. But when I
Nice.
bought it, I still had it completely redone.
And you didn't half-butt it either. I mean, you spent the money in to make sure it lasted.
And I took my time. It took a year to restore.
See, that's my problem. I don't have the patience, but I should, because this is what it turns out to be.
Yeah, the more patience you have, the better the car's going to be.
That's for sure.
And it took a year and 2 months to be exact.
Nice. Even the glove box is signed. Holy smokes, is that the whole cast?
Yeah, I got Starsky, Paul Michael Glazer signed it, David Soul Hutch, and Antonio Fargas, Huggy Bear. Yeah, I met them in New Jersey, and they signed it for me out there.
That is awesome. But it definitely runs like a dream, that's for sure.
Woo.
Yeah, it's got some power. My goodness.
All units. Robbery in progress. Manhattan Savings and Loan. 36th and Broadway.
This is Zebra 3. I'm on it. All right, dude, you're going to have to get out.
What are you talking about?
You have to get out. I got a call. Go.
Bro, the show ended 44 years ago.
Go.
You're pretty serious.
Yes, go. Get out of here.
Are you being serious? You
Yes! Get the fuck out!
He was being serious. He was being freaking serious. Oh my God. How in the world am I going to get home? Car enthusiast Victor Gonzalez on his beautiful Gran Torino. So Vic, before we get into your car, see, you're laughing. Oh, let's do it over. What did it originally look like when you bought it?
It was green.
Green. Bro, it might be hard, dude. Hi! Just joking. Didn't even laugh. What the fuck, man? What are we doing?
This is where you said you stopped.
Oh, yeah. No, he's going to come to you. Remember?
Motherfucker. Yeah, he did. He's a confusing director.
Yeah, he's a confusing director.